Mad World Age of Darkness is a new action-heavy MMORPG with a story-driven PvE content and open-world PvP. After a couple of hours into the game, I managed to pinpoint a few areas that can help new players to have a better onboarding experience. I am Dorian the Explorian, and together we explore the most essential tips every new Mad World player needs to know. We start off by clicking on the like button while working around the issue of a browser game, those pesky bars on the top and bottom. By clicking the F11 key, you'll be able to get a full screen version of Mad World, and I found this out myself without anyone's help. Yeah, what do you mean you don't believe me? After creating your character, you will be greeted by a short story introduction, which you can skip if you aren't interested in the story. I mean, who plays MMORPGs for the story? Am I right? Who dropped this? If you are unsatisfied with the controls of your character, you can easily change them to your needs by tapping O and going into the controls menu, where you can also choose 3 preset ways to play the game. After leveling up the first time, you'll receive stat points, which you can also reset for free until reaching level 50 by clicking the 2 circling arrows. Quickly after reaching the camp, you'll be introduced to the Adventure Chronicles, which will be important later on, so keep them in mind. A few minutes into the main story mission, you will receive new spells you can unlock. However, what the tutorial isn't explaining all too well is that the spells have levels. The higher the level, the more damage the skill does. And right next to the campsite leader Julie is a vendor who sells you level 3 skills. Just buy the ones you require, but keep in mind to take the correct spell for your chosen weapon, since there are similar skills for one-handed and two-handed weapons. To keep them apart, look at the symbol at the stone, as well as my handy advice that the upper skill is for the one-handed weapon and the bottom is for the two-handed one. For more details on skills, check out my more in-depth explanation on how to improve them. Traveling between different areas and story missions can become a bit of a drag, but luckily you will be able to fasten your movement speed by gathering a special plant called Edelweiss. Edelweiss, which temporarily fastens your running speed by 50%. However, only the green Edelweiss quickens your step, so keep that in mind when gathering. One further option to quickly travel from point A to B is by using the moth system, which you can use by clicking the purple moth button or by opening the world map with N. This traveling system has a certain amount of uses which charge passively, and between all my gaming time I have never run out, so go nuts. Before we talked about gathering, which at the moment, especially for mining ore and cutting wood, is a bit underwhelming. The gathered goods, however, are still needed to craft your own powerful gear, so getting the materials is necessary, but currently there is a better way. Nearly all the equipment you will find in Mad World can be dismantled for a small gold fee, resulting in an abundance of materials. The quickest and easiest way to do this is by locating the frog symbol on the minimap. This dismantling expert is not available from the start, and since your inventory is quite limited, we will now talk about the next helpful NPC, the storage keeper Aegis. You can dump all your materials and items into the storage until it's fuller than me on Christmas Eve and revisit the storage anytime. The storage is linked to all chapters, so you never have to worry about forgetting a specific item in a specific location. Useful items can not only be found in the plains of Mad World, but in the Mad Pass as well. This form of battle pass is a bit hidden in the upper left corner next to the cash shop, which we will avoid. This Mad Pass holds daily and weekly missions for you, which you can collect easily to gain experience points, leveling up the pass and obtaining useful items like gems, food, potions or source memories. Lastly, I told you to remember the Adventure Chronicles, a collection of many achievements of yours, which can also allow you to gain a useful currency called Hook. This currency can be used at a reject of the Biggest Loser, who offers you various source stones for skills. To obtain Hook, you can either do daily missions or bring your Adventure Chronicles to the Wagoneer Asto, who will reward you with Hook for all your effort. And that's it. Were these tips helpful to you? Are there any other things you want to know? Let me know in the comments, like, share and subscribe, and as always, have a great day or evening.